Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 live on Channels Television. A quick reminder of our top stories now. Presidency cautions the opposition People's Democratic Party against dragging it into a smear campaign against the judiciary. Says move by the PDP against Justice Bulkuchua is the blackmail. Governor Abdullahi Ganduje officially recognizes the 4 newly appointed emirs in Kano a day after a court gave an order stopping the breakup of the Kano Emirate. Ahead of the inauguration of the 9th National Assembly, more House of Representative members-elect jostle for the leadership of the lower chamber. And South Africa's African National Congress emerges winner of the country's general elections, but with a reduced majority in the parliament. ChannelsTV.com has more information for you, and on YouTube.com/ChannelsWeb you can watch our videos. You can also watch us on your mobile device via your browser or download the Channels TV app for Android and iOS devices from their respective stores. Besides giving you access to news and updates on the go, the Channels TV and Channels 24 app have an eyewitness feature that you can use to share those pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the menu and follow the instructions. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board has announced the release of the results of the 2019 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examinations held in April 2019. A 15-year-old from Imo State, Ekene Franklin, emerged the overall best candidate in the examination. At a news conference in Abuja, the Registrar of JAMB, Professor Ishaq Oloyede, said the results released are for 1,792,719 candidates. He has asked candidates not to approach any computer-based test center or cyber cafe to check their results, but to do so using their phones.
For the 2019 UTME, 1,886,508 candidates registered, including those registered at foreign centers. Out of this number, which excludes the direct entry candidates, 59,667 were absent. A total of 1,826,839 searched for the UTME. Today, we are releasing the result of 1,792,719 candidates. Some 34,120 results are being withheld, including the result of 15,145 candidates being further clarified as identical. The possibility of being identical twins or siblings is there. Candidates are advised to use the very phone numbers they use to register. To test result, you just type RESULT to 55019. 55019, and you will have your result instantly on your phone.
As the debate over how to improve the educational sector, particularly at the tertiary level, continues to hog the headlines, some experts believe that endowment funds will go a long way in filling the needed gap. This was the submission of panelists who were speaking during the 20th anniversary lecture of Nigeria's premier private university, Igbinedion University, Okada, at the school's main auditorium in Okada, Edo State. The founder of the institution, Chief Gabriel Igbinedion, who spoke through his son and former Edo State Governor Lucky Igbinedion, and former head of state, General Abdulsalami Abubakar, said that the institution has lived up to expectations.
It's a 20-year-old story that speaks of a vision, a mission, and a dogged drive that goes by the name of the Igbinedion University, Okada. It's the university's 20th anniversary, and guests arrive in droves to join the founder, Chief Gabriel Igbinedion, who is flanked by retired General Abdulsalami Abubakar, as well as the Deputy Governor of the state, Philip Shaibu, and a former Governor of the state, Chief Lucky Igbinedion. Those at the helm of affairs believe that a lot has been achieved in 2 decades.
My vision and drive drove me out of my desire to bequeath to future generations university education of international standard, where the academic calendar is faithfully run without interruption and in accordance with international standards.
General Abubakar granted the institution its operational license. He is also the chairman of this event and looks back with nostalgia at how it all started.
This historic approval provided a unique platform and opened the space for private intervention in provision of tertiary education in Nigeria, and resulted in the presentation of certificate number 01 to Chief Sir Dr. Gabriel Asawero Igmedia, CFR.
A BA in English and Arabic.
The guest lecturer, Professor Munzali Jibril, takes out time to share his thoughts on the ideal requirements for a model private institution.
It will have multiple sources of funding with the objective of achieving excellence. It will plow back whatever surpluses are realized into the operations, into the provision of teaching and research facilities for the university.
This is unique.
Panelists at the discussion all agree that endowment funds are key to the thorny issue of revenue generation.
Endowment building is about leadership in the university setting, to ensure that you get the right kinds of resources and funds, and to ensure that you have a mission and vision statement that enables you to use those funds judiciously and appropriately.
The issue of endowment can provide opportunity to make higher education more equitable, so that people can have access to education through scholarships and through those avenues that can increase the base of our education system.
As the host and his guests depart, the Venadian University Okada believes that there will be more cause for celebrations as it continues in its drive to provide quality education for Nigerians.
Nigeria's population is on the rise, and recent figures shows that the country may have attained a little over 200 million people as of 2019 and still counting. That rising figure is, however, a cause of concern as economic analysts express worries over the country's readiness to cater for this huge number if it skyrockets. Our correspondent Yomi Notaibe now reports.
The news of an increase in Nigeria's population to 201 million in 2019, as indicated in the United Nations Population Fund's State of World Population 2019 document, seems to have come to many Nigerians without surprise. Perhaps this is due to the closeness of the UNFPA figure with the 198 million population figure projected by the National Population Commission, NPC.
Both UNFPA and the Population Commission, everybody depends on the 2006 as the base year, which is the baseline for the projections.
The country's population growth has been on the increase from 54.7 million in 1969 to the current figures. In his analysis of the factors responsible for this growth, the national president of the Society of Gynecologists and Obstetricians of Nigeria, Dr. Oluwarotimi Akinola, identifies Nigeria's high fertility rate, which stands at 5.8%, and the low contraceptive prevalence rate of 16% as key factors.
A family of four children is large now for most obeying people. That's because you're thinking of school fees. You're thinking of how to train those children. But when your gate man is going to have 6 children or 7 children, while the master of the house is going to cope with only 2. Unfortunately, the contraceptive, that family planning acceptance, that contraceptive prevalence rate in Nigeria is very, very low. The truth really is that it is mandatory now that we must really revisit the issue of family planning.
Nigeria has been described as the most populous country in the African continent. Ideally, large population is seen as a positive factor in development. But what impact does the country's population growth have on its economy?
We're growing somewhere between 2 and 3%. If you look at the economy, last year's growth was around 1.6%. Over the last 4 years, since 2014, the economy has basically grown by 0%, right?
While poverty is considered one of the fallouts of an imbalance in population and economic growth, the economist paints a more gloomy picture.
Because of how unequal the society is, even the little growth that we are getting is going to a small section of the population. And we've seen the sort of social strife and issues that can come about when you have extremely divided populations. And the worry is that that trend is simply just going to continue in Nigeria.
It's being projected that Nigeria's population will increase to about 400 million in the next 30 years. While some people believe that a population control policy is undoubtedly needed now owing to the mismatch between economic and population growth, harnessing the huge human capital and economic potentials of over 200 million people in the country is an urgent task for both the government and the people. Yomi Otaigbe reporting for Channels Television News.
When the News at 10 returns, more on the population growth of the country. Dr. Alex Uriri of the University of Lagos joins us. Plus, Nigeria's stock market hit 2-year lows as investors shift focus of the central bank ahead of its Monetary Policy Committee meeting on May the 20th. That's on Business News. Join us again.